Duleep Trophy is underway, and as expected, there are two matches going on. One is between India B and India D, and the other is between India A and India C. So as far as the scores are concerned, well, India D, they have batted really well on the opening day of the final round of the Duleep Trophy. Well, they have scored 306 for 5, and we'll get to how the individuals performed here. And in the case of India A versus India C, well, India A were in a spot of bother. They had lost about 5 wickets for just 40 odd runs, but then in came in Shashwat Rawat, who scored a magnificent unbeaten 100 to make sure that India A ended the day on 224 for 7. Well, that's about it as far as the scores go of both the matches. But then, as what has been our drill at Sports Today, let's just take a look at how the potential India players performed in these two matches. Well, let's just begin by taking the name of Shreyas Iyer, who hasn't really been in form in the Duleep Trophy so far. Well, it's been another duck for him this time. Well, it was another batting position for Shreyas Iyer because in the previous match he had batted at number 3, got a duck, and then in this game also he batted well low down the order, came in to bat at around 40th or 45th over, but then he couldn't really trouble the scores, and as a result he was out for a duck. Well, I think in case of Shreyas Iyer, what I feel is that there are multiple things that are going on in his head. Number one is obviously the India axe that's just probably going on in his head, because you would know that as a player you have done well for India across formats, and if you're not a part of it, there is additional pressure on you to perform in domestic cricket and probably make a comeback to the Indian team. Well, in case of Shreyas Iyer, maybe the pressure is getting to him. And secondly, after what had transpired with the selectors, that he did not really prioritize test cricket and as a result wasn't really given that BCCI central contract. Well, I think that's also maybe one of the things that proving to be an additional pressure for him. So multiple things that are going for Shreyas Iyer as far as his batting in the Duleep Trophy is concerned, but then his poor run continues, and if that stays the case in the next few innings in the Duleep Trophy and even in the Ranji Trophy, well, he might just find it difficult to seal a place not just for the New Zealand series but for the Border Gavaskar Trophy too. So it's high time for Shreyas Iyer to get those big runs coming, because then only he'll be able to push for a spot in the Indian team very soon. Moving to Devdutt Padikkal, well, he's doing his chances no harm at all, because he scored another 50. And why I say another 50? Because in the previous game he had scored a 90 odd. He also belongs from the same team that Shreyas Iyer is a captain of. Well, Devdutt Padikkal in the previous game he had scored a 92 and he batted in the middle order, but then in this game he batted up the order. He opened the innings alongside Shrikar Bharat, who also scored a 50, and Devdutt Padikkal continued his brilliant form. Well, then what this really shows is that maybe selectors are keen to have a look at Devdutt Padikkal for the New Zealand series and obviously for the high octane Border Gavaskar Trophy, because you would need an extra batter there, assuming anyone gets injured. Let's say a Yashasvi Jaiswal or a Rohit Sharma suffers an injury at a very crucial time for India, or any of the other batters too. You would want someone like a Devdutt Padikkal ready, who has already done well in that one test against England that he played at Dharamshala. He got a 50 odd, played that crucial knock while batting in the middle order. But then with Devdutt Padikkal batting at different positions in Duleep Trophy, opening the innings and also batting in the middle order, well, this goes on to show that he's proving his flexibility, and India would benefit from him if he continues his brilliant form, because he in all likelihood looks like a sure shot for India, probably for the second Bangladesh test, but definitely for the future series that are going to take place in the next couple of months. Moving to Sanju Samson, well, he scored an unbeaten 89 odd, and obviously, he's nearing that 3-figure mark. But then Sanju Samson, what he really needs to make sure is that, he gets that 3-figure mark and also, converts it into a double 100, because if he has to push his claim for a spot in India's test side, well, that's what he needs. He needs those big hundreds, because at the current moment, India already have Rishabh Pant and Dhruv Jurel ready to do any kind of workload that is to be required in the upcoming 8 to 9 tests that India are going to play after the opening Bangladesh test in Chennai. So that's where I think India are obviously going to benefit from Sanju Samson's form, but then he needs those big scores consistently so as to actually break the selectors' door down. Moving on to Riyan Parag, well, he didn't really do well. Once again, got a 30 odd in the previous match, but today he could not even get past the double figure mark. But all is obviously not lost, because he will obviously have another innings to make sure that he makes the necessary course correction. But then, India's test team is currently, full of talent. They already have a lot of players. Even the bench strength is proving to be too strong, and that's where I think Riyan Parag needs to maybe step up to the plate and make sure that he gets those big runs, and they need to come beginning now. Moving to the bowling department, well, Mukesh Kumar has actually, put on a decent performance after what transpired in the previous game. He gave away more than 100 runs, could pick up only 4 or 5 wickets across the 2 innings, but then he has done well so far. He got a wicket, gave away only 37 runs in the 14-15 overs that he bowled, and he would look to make sure that, come the remaining 3 days of the Duleep Trophy, he adds more to that wicket column. And last but not the least is Washington Sundar. Well, he bowled around 7 overs, gave away 27 runs, but could not really pick up a wicket. But then it's still very early days, and let's see, how his performance goes in the match that he is a part of. So what do you think about the performances of the players of the India potentials in the ongoing last round of the Duleep Trophy? You can let us know your thoughts in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe to Sports Today for all the exciting updates and analysis on the sporting world. Until then, on behalf of my producer Pawan, it's Siddharth Gulati saying goodbye.